Dear viewers, welcome to our channel GVS Bank Academy. Today, I am going to discuss about JAB Accountancy Module A Unit 2 Yield to Maturity, Yield to YTM, Yield to Maturity, which is very important. And the same topic is there in CAB, ABM also, Advanced Bank Management also. Now, capital structure of the company. Initial discussion, capital structure of the company. In any company also, generally the capital structure is, it is a mix of debt capital, borrowed capital and equity own capital. So always capital structure of any company is also own capital and borrowed capital, that is a mix of debt capital and own capital, that is equity capital. Capital own funds, capital reserves, that is net worth. Equity means capital, own funds, capital, reserves, net worth. Long-term funds, debt. Debt capital means long-term loans from banks and financial institutions, bonds from the public, and debentures also public. Bonds and debentures is also nothing but borrowing from the public by issuing of bonds or debentures. So these are the debt capital. So in any of the capital structure, total balance sheet capital structure, any balance sheet we can see partly equity, partly debt capital. That is, this we are discussing. Debt capital is less risky than equity capital. It means equity capital is more risky than the debt capital, borrowed capital. This is the meaning of this. Differential tax treatment of interest payments on debt capital and dividend payment on equity capital. So there is a differential tax treatment is there. Interest payment expenditures on debt borrowing and dividend payment on equity shareholders, that is there. Now debt capital means borrowings provide tax shield which is not provided by equity capital. Whenever we are paying interest on debt capital, that is going to be provided the tax shield, whereas whatever the dividend which you are going to pay to the equity shareholders, that cannot attract or it cannot provide tax shield. That is the meaning of this. Because whatever the interest we are paying on the debt capital, we are debiting to profit and loss account of the company. Profit and loss account of the company. Or whereas whatever the equity dividend we are paying on the capital, that we are going to pay after finalization of net profit. That's why debt capital and interest attracts tax shield, whereas dividend payment not attracts the debt capital tax shield. Now example, cost of debt. Cost of debt, borrowed capital is equal to coupon rate. Whatever the interest we are paying, coupon rate into 1 minus tax rate. That is the formula of cost of debt. Coupon rate into 1 minus tax rate. For example, coupon rate is 12%. The company has issued a 12% bonds, for example. The company tax paying is tax rate is 25%. The company is in tax bracket of 25%. Now, what is the cost of debt in this case? That is equal to 12 into 1 minus tax rate. 1 minus tax rate means that is 0.25. 1 minus 0.25 is equal to 0.75. 0.75. 12 into 0.75 is equal to 9%. 9%. So, even though the company is paying 12% coupon on debt borrowing, but actual after adjustment of tax, the cost to the company is 9% only. Cost of debt is 9%. This is called as tax shield. This is called as. But whereas same is not available on dividend paid on equity capital. Holders of the bond. Holders of the bonds or debentures, they are lenders or creditors to the company. Last time question also they are given. Since they are providing the loans, they are lenders or credited to the company. These people are not having any voting rights. They cannot participate in the day-to-day affairs of the company. Simply they are lenders or credited to the company. Bond holders means the persons who had invested in the bonds are entitled to receive the coupon interest during the period of the bond. So, if any during the period of the bond, the coupon holders, the bond holders, the debenture holders are entitled to receive the coupon amount. Coupon amount means fixed interest which they are issued that they are going to receive. So these are the items relating to this. Terms associated with the bonds. Some terms are there, you have to learn that. Face value means issue price or par value. Now, whenever any company is issuing, that is called as face value of the bond, face value of the debenture, or par value of the debenture. It may be 100 rupees, it may be 10 rupees, depends upon the company. Coupon rate means specific rate of interest on the debenture or the bond. At the time of issuing of the bond or debenture, they will specify the coupon rate interest. Example, 10% debentures. It means on the debentures, the company is going to pay 10% coupon. So, it is 10% is the coupon rate of interest on the debentures. 11% preference shares. On the preference share capital, the company is paying coupon is 11%. It indicates coupon amount. That indicates the coupon amount. That is the meaning of that. Intrinsic value. Intrinsic value means present value of the bond. Present value of the cash flow over the redemption period. If we can calculate the present value of the cash flows, future cash flows during the period of the bond, we can get a present value that is also called as intrinsic value. Intrinsic value. Redemption value means after maturity, the company has to repay to the bondholder. That is called redemption value. On maturity, the bondholder gets the amount from the company. That is called redemption value. Sometimes redemption value, they can redeem, repay at par or some premium also. Same manner, at the time of issue, they can issue at discount or at par or premium also. That is depends upon the conditions of the company. Day count conventions. What is meant by day count conventions? At the time of calculation of rate of interest, you have to follow these two norms. You have to follow these two. What are there? In government securities market and bond market. Means the maturity period of the bond is more than 1 year or above 1 year. You have to follow the day count convention is actual number of days divided by 360 days. So, for the day count calculation in government securities and bond market, means more than 1 year period there, then you will take actual number of days outstanding divided by 360 days. That is the day count convention in government securities and bond market. Money market instruments. Money market instruments means normally 1 day to 1 year. Money market period is 1 day to 1 year. At the time of calculation of interest on money market instruments, the day count convention followed is actual number of days by 365 days. How many days the bond was outstanding divided by 365 days, you will get the count. So day count conventions are important for government securities bond and bond market. Actual number of days by 360. Money market day count convention is actual by 365 days in a year. That is the difference between these two. Rule number 72. Rule 72. The rule number 72 is a quick, useful formula that is popularly used to estimate the number of years. Within how many years the amount is going to be doubled. That is called rule number 72. For example, rate of interest is 10%. Rate of interest is 10. How many years the bond is going to be, amount is going to be doubled means 72 divided by 10. 72 divided by 10 means 7.2 years the bond is going to be doubled. Where rate of interest is 12, for example, 72 divided by 12. So 72 divided by 12 means the bond is going to be doubled within 6 years. That is called rule number 72. These are the terms associated with the bonds. Types of bonds. Types of bonds. Fixed rate bonds. On these bonds, coupon remain constant till its maturity. From beginning to end, rate of coupon amount is fixed. Floating rate bonds. These Floating rate bonds means these bonds rate of interest is going to be linked with MIBOR or any other flexible rate or LIBOR, etc. London Interbank offer rate. So rate of interest is linked with any floating rate, that is called MIBOR, Mumbai Interbank offer rate, or any flexible rate. So here floating rate, interest amount, rate of interest is not fixed. That is going to be variable as for the period. Inflation index bonds. Under these bonds, interest payments are linked with inflation. If inflation is going on increasing, the people will get more interest. Inflation is coming down, interest amount will come down. This is called inflation index bonds. Then zero coupon bond. This is important. Zero coupon bond. What is meant by zero coupon bond? The bond issued at discount to the face value. Suppose face value 10,000 for example. They are issuing at 7,000. That is called zero coupon bond. Issued at discount than to the face value. Face value is more, issue price is less. That is zero coupon bond. Issued at discount and on maturity. After maturity of the period, the face value or par value shall be paid. So zero coupon bond means in between from the date of investment till its maturity, we are not going to get any interest. The difference between the discounted amount and maturity value, that is the interest to the investor. That also you will get at the time of maturity period. So if you are investing in a zero coupon bond, we are not going to get any interest during the lifetime of the bond. Number one. Number two, zero coupon bonds are issued at discount to the face value. On maturity, they are going to redeem, repay face value. Asset backed security. In the name itself, assets backed with securities. Asset means loan, bond, debenture. Mortgage backed securities. Debentures are issued with mortgage of the company assets. That is called mortgage backed securities means any security issued by the company under the mortgage of the fixed assets of the company. That is called mortgage backed securities. MBS. Mortgage backed securities. Collateralized mortgage obligation. This is also same. Meaning is same. And mortgage obligation. Collateralized means they are taking a additional security, collateralized security in the form of mortgage to the bank, to the obligations. That is also CMOs, collateralized mortgage obligations and collateralized debt obligations. All are the meaning is same. In this, all the three cases, the bonds or loans are backed by sufficient mortgage collateral. Mortgage securities, collateral securities means additional securities. That is bonds or debt obligations are backed by assets. That is called asset backed security. Three types: mortgage backed securities, CMOs, collateralized mortgage obligations, collateralized debt obligations. The three are also important. Sometimes they are asking abbreviation. Types of bonds, continuation, junk bonds, below investment grade bonds, high risk or more risk bonds. Chances of default is more. If you are investing in junk rated bonds or junk bonds, these are below poor bonds. Quality is very bad. Getting back the investment is very risky. That's why high risk bonds, low investment grade bonds. Convertible bonds. First they will issue bonds. After some period, these bonds are going to be converted into equity shares. That is called convertible bonds. These bonds are going to be exchanged with shares after some period as per issuance of bonds terms. That is called convertible bonds. Today bonds, after some period, they are going to be cleared. Government securities. Securities issued by central government and state government. That is called Government of India bonds. And these securities are eligible for SLR securities purpose. Statutory liquidity ratio securities purpose we can utilize. And in this Government of India bonds, no default risk. Liquidity is more, no default risk. This is called Government of India bonds. Perpetual bonds. Perpetual means for that bond no maturity date. As long as the company is going on, these bonds every year the investor will get a coupon amount. Maturity no maturity date. That is called perpetual bonds. Some companies, rarest, some very few companies are issuing these bonds. Perpetual means longevity. As long as the company is going on, there was no repayment period, no maturity date. Only will get a coupon during the life of the bond. That is called perpetual. Then callability bond or call option bond. Callability or call option. Same question they are asking in principle and practice of banking also. Callability or call option bonds means the issuing company, the issuer of the company or issuing company is right to repay the bond before its maturity. It means after some years from the date of issue, after 4 or 5 years as per terms of the issue, the company can repay the bond to the investor before maturity. For example, issued for 10 years, after 5 years, the company is having call option. Means after 5 years, the company can repay the bond before maturity. For that, the bond has to issued with callability condition, call option, bonds condition. Without this, the company is not having right to repay the bond. That's why the same question they are asking in principle and practice of banking. Putability or put option bonds. Putability or put option bonds means holder of the bond, investor of the bond to force company to repay the bond before maturity. It means under call option, the company is having right to repay before maturity. Under put option bonds, the investor, the holder of the bond, is having right to surrender the bond for repayment of the bond before maturity. Call option from company side, put option from investor side. Both are very, very important for CAB also. Call option and put option. Call option from company side, put option from investor side or holder of the bond side. Bond theorems for bond value. There are 10, 11 theorems are there for bond value. Now I am going to discuss about only some important points which are very, very important for us. A bond price is inversely related to its yield to maturity. Bond price and YTM, yield to maturity, both are inversely opposite relation. When the second point, when the required rate of the return means required rate means present interest rate in the market, that we can call it present interest rate in the market is equal to the coupon rate. For example, present ruling rates are 12%. Coupon is also 12%. The bond coupon is also 12%. Required rate of return or present market rates also 12%. The value of the bond is equal to face value or par value. Why coupon rate is same and required rate of return or present ruling rates is also same. So the value of the bond is equal to face value or par value. Point number 3. When the required rate of return means present market yield rate is greater than the coupon rate. Present market yields are more than the coupon rate. For example, present market yield rate is 10%, for example. Present market yield is 10%. Coupon rate on the bond is 8%. So we are getting coupon 8%, but present market rate is 10%. Now in that case, what is? The value of the bond is less than the par value. The value of the present value of the bond is less than par value. Why? We are getting in the market 10% rate of interest, but coupon is getting only 8%. So nobody can invest at 8% because present market rates are 10%. That's why the bond is going to be traded at a discount. That is called less than its par value. Then last point, when the required rate of return means present market rate, present ruling rate, present interest rate, present YTM is less than the coupon rate. For example, coupon rate is 8 on the bond. Present rate in the market is 7%. Present rate is 7%. Coupon on the bond is 8%. Means the bond coupon rate is more. Coupon is more. That's why the value of the bond is greater than the par value. It is at premium. Because why? Market rate is 7, we are getting 8% coupon. That's why the value of the bond is greater than its par value. So these are the things which you have to know. From these points, they are asking one or two questions. Duration. Duration of the bond. Duration means what is the payback period of the bond. We can call the payback period. It means how many days, how many years it will take to get our investment along with interest. That is called duration of the bond. Duration of the bond. Duration is less than the maturity period in coupon payment bonds. In always coupon payment bonds or interest payment bonds, the duration is less than the maturity. For example, maturity is 4 years, duration is less than 4 years in coupon payment bonds. Why? Whatever the coupon amounts you are getting on that bond, again we are reinvesting at a required rate of return. That's why interest on interest you are getting. That's why duration is less than the maturity in you are getting coupon bonds. YTM, yield to maturity, it is also called as internal rate of return. Yield to maturity nickname, another name is internal rate of return. Is the discounting rate. YTM is the discounting rate which equal the present value of future cash flows from the bond. YTM is a discounting rate which equates the present value of the future cash flows to current market price. Under YTM, at the discount rate, we are discounting the future receivables equal the promised cash flows means future value of coupon we are discounting to at present value at a discounting rate. So that value is equivalent to current market price or purchase price. That is called YTM. Is the discounting rate which equal the present value of the proposed promised cash flows to the current market rate. What it means, as for the discounting rate, we are converting the future coupon payments into today's value. The today value is current market price purchase. This is YTM, yield to maturity, rate of return that an investor earns when he purchases the bond and holds it till maturity. So a bondholder is purchasing one investment and hold till maturity. If you are calculating a return on the bond, that is called yield to maturity. Yield to maturity. Investing, waiting till its maturity. If you are calculating the return, that is called yield to maturity. Properties of duration. Duration is less than the term to maturity. Maturity, say duration is less. So duration is always less than the term to maturity in the case of coupon payment bonds. Bonds duration will be equal to the term to maturity if it is a zero coupon bond. In the zero coupon bond, we are not getting any coupon during the life of the bond. That's why duration of the bond is equal to original maturity of the bond. That is number 2. Duration, payback period and YTM are inversely related. YTM increases, duration will come down. YTM decreases, duration will increase. These are opposite direction. Duration and YTM both will opposite. Larger the coupon rate means more percentage of the coupon is more, duration is lesser. When the coupon rate, whatever the interest amount we are getting, the interest amount or coupon amount is high, then the duration of the bond is low. Definitely because we are getting higher interest. An increase in the frequency of the coupon payments. Normally, coupon payments yearly. The interest payment is yearly. Instead of yearly, if the company is paying off yearly, for example, that is the frequency. Normally, yearly frequency, when compared to yearly frequency of the coupon payments, and compared to half-yearly frequency of coupon payments, half-yearly payment of coupon payment will decrease the duration of the bond. That is the meaning. An increase in the frequency of coupon payments. Frequency means yearly once, yearly twice, for example. In the case of yearly twice, means half yearly, it will decrease as the duration of the bond. This is the now one practical case study, then calculation of current yield. Calculation of current yield, present value of the bond, Macaulay duration and modified duration. Simple question. Current yield is equal current coupon amount by whatever the amount getting coupon divided by market price into 100. देख लीजिए face value of the bond 100. Face value, FV means face value 100. Coupon is 10%. We are getting coupon is 10%. Purchase price of the bond in the secondary market is 115. What is the current yield on this bond? देख लीजिए current yield is equal to coupon 100 rupees into 10%. So we are getting coupon is 10 rupees. Coupon is 10. 100 into 10%, 10 rupees divided by market price is 115 into 100. That is the formula. So current yield on the bond is 8.69. Current yield is 8.69. Why? Coupon is 10%, but you are purchasing at 115. But we are getting coupon on 100 rupees only. That's why current yield is less than the coupon. When the purchase price of the bond is more than the face value, always current yield is less than the coupon amount. This is a current yield question. Number 2, calculation of Macaulay duration or normal duration. What is the formula? Sum of present value into T divided by present value. This is the formula. Sum of total of present value into T divided by present value. Face value of the bond is 100 rupees. Coupon is 12%. Coupon is 12%. So we are getting coupon interest is 12% on 100 rupees. Present discount rate, present market rate is 14%. Ruling market rates are 14%. Discount rate, that's why discount. Period is 3 years. Maturity of the bond is 3 years. So calculate Macaulay duration or normal duration. Then present value or intrinsic value of the bond is equal. First year on this bond we are getting 3 years maturity. First year getting a coupon of 12 rupees. 100 into 12%, 12 rupees. Second year also you are getting a coupon of 12 rupees. Third year 12 rupees plus face value 100 rupees. On maturity we are getting after third year we are getting this 100 rupees also. That's why third year our amount is 112 rupees. 100 is face value of the bond, 12 rupees is the coupon. That is there. Then discounting factor is 14%. This is the discounting rate we have to use. Present value factor at the rate of 12% discounting rate is equal. Simply calculator you have to take 1 by 1.14. 1 by 1.14. Simply calculator you have to take. 1 divided by 1.14 is equal. Press is equal. First year we will get 0.877. The discounting factor for the first year is 0.877. How it is coming? 1 divided by 1 plus 1.14. 1 divided by 1.14. Press is equal to, you will get 0.877. Press is equal to, in the calculator, you will get second year 0.769. Again press is equal to in the calculator, you will get 0.674. The discounting factor, first year 0.877, second year 769, third year 674. Now, coupon amount into present value factor. 12 into 0.877. 7. That is the present value is 10.52. 10.52. Second year 12 into 0.769. That is 12 into 0.769. 9.22. Third year 112 into 0.674. 75.48. This is the present value, first year coupon, second year coupon, third year amount. So the present value of the bond is 95.22. This is the present value of the bond is 10.52 plus 9.22 plus 75.48, 95.22. That is the present value or intrinsic value of the bond is 95.22. Why this is present value is less? Coupon is 12%. Market rate is 14%. That's why the bond is trading at a discount in the market. Now, Now, then next point is weightage. You have to calculate present value into T. This is T means first year. This is T means first year. 10.52 into 1, 10.52. This is present value into T. 9.22 into 2, 18.44. 75.48 into 3, 226.44. This is weightage first year into this amount, 10.52 into 1, 9.222 into 2, 75.48 into 3. He will get the present value into T. This is the present value into T. 1, 2, 3. We are getting the present value into T. Sum of present value into T is 255.48. Sum of present value into T is equal, in this case, 255.40 divided by present value of the bond. Present value 95.22. 255.44 divided by 95.22. Macaulay duration or normal duration of the bond is 2.68 years. 2.68 years. 2.68 years. That is the Macaulay duration or normal duration. Then modified duration. Now modified duration is equal to, what is the formula? Macaulay duration, that is 2.68 years divided by 1 plus r. 1 plus r means 1 plus discounting rate, 14. So 1 plus 1.14, that is equal to 1.14. So Macaulay duration 2.68 divided by 1.14, that is 1 plus r. R is 40. So modified duration is 2.38 years. In this example, modified duration is 2.38. Now in the treasury, we are calculating this modified duration. So always the treasury investment department will see that always the lesser period is best. When the period is going on increasing, the bank treasury had to face a lot of volatility in that investment prices. That's why they will try to reduce the modified duration of the bond to protect the volatility and protect the fluctuations in the investment. This is about the, this is a small presentation on the unit module A, unit 2. This will be very helpful for the participants who are going to appear for JAB accountancy paper and CIAB advanced bank management. Thank you very much, viewers, for your support for our channel. We are regularly conducting JAB classes morning 6 to 8 and CIAB daily 7:30 to 9 o'clock in the evening. We are at the request of the participants, we are also conducting promotional exam. Thank you very much, viewers, for all.